Hi, guys. Welcome to Wednesday Math. All right, so we have been working with solving one-step word problems. So today we're going to be thinking about two-step word problems. I want you to think about right now, what could one-step versus two-step mean? All right, we're going to talk about that in a second. But first, let's look at this number sentence routine. I want you to look at this tens frame right here, and I want you to tell me how many do you see? So just say it, whisper it real quickly into the computer. How many do you see? Okay. How do you know that's what you see? What do you see exactly? Try to think about it as multiplication and division. Ah, okay. So right now we can see that this is a group of 10, right? And we can tell that this is also a group of 10. So we know that we have two groups of 10, which is the same as 10 plus 10, which is also the same as saying that we have 20. All right, so now let's look at this next one. All right, I want you to look at B. How many do you have in B? How do you know this? All right, so let's look. We have one group, two groups, three groups, four groups, five groups, six groups, seven groups, eight groups, nine groups, 10 groups. So we have 10 groups. And how many is in each group? That's right, two. Oh, what do y'all notice? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. What do you notice about side A and side B? How could we use side A to help us with B? That's right. It's just a turnaround fact. We have 2 times 10 and 10 times 2. This is also called the commutative property. So what is the same and different about side A and side B? That's right. We use the same products, 10 and 2, or 2 and 10, but they're just in a different order. What do you notice about this whole deck? That's right. We're doing skip counting by twos, or we could use skip counting by tens. All right, perfect. Okay, so today we're going to be solving two-step word problems using 4 operations. Let's think about the operations we know. Do we know addition? Yep. Do we know subtraction? Yep. Do we know multiplication? Yep. And do we know division? Yes. So these are operations. And we know that when we are adding to something, we've got some here and we're adding more to it. We know that when we're subtracting something, we've got some and we're pulling some away from it. So we still have some, but we took some away. When we multiply, we have groups with many in each group. And when we divide, we have a total and we split them equally into groups. All right, so we know that we have been thinking about equations and we've been thinking about using models. So these are some things that we're going to be using to help us solve some of these two-step word problems. Let's get our brains warmed up. I want you to use your whiteboard and you're going to use some base 10 blocks to solve. So don't forget that when we think about hundreds, we think about flats. When we think about tens, we think about sticks. And when we think about ones, we think about dots. All right, so Miss Coleman bakes 144 muffins for a bake sale. Then she bakes 36 more muffins. How many muffins does she bake in all? All right, so get your whiteboards, and I'm going to give you a few minutes or a few seconds to probably solve this. All right, you can pause the video and solve it. I'm going to read it one more time. Miss Coleman bakes 144 muffins for a bake sale. Then she bakes 36 more muffins. How many muffins does she bake in all? All right, pause the video and solve it. Okay, welcome back. So I'm picturing in my head Miss Coleman baked some muffins. Got some muffins right here. How many did she bake? That's right, 144. Then she bakes 36 more muffins. So she's got some more muffins over here. And it was 36. So how many muffins does she bake in all? Well, we're not sharing equally. So we're not doing division. She's not giving muffins away, so we're not doing subtraction. She doesn't take her muffins and put them in groups, so we're not doing multiplication. But we are adding, it seems like she's trying to figure out, she has some and she's got some more, and then she puts them together, and she wants to know how many she has in all. So that's right, she is adding. So we have 144 plus 36. All right, so you could have solved it like this. 4 plus 6 is 10. I know that I have to put my 10 over here into the tens place. So I leave my 1, which is a 0. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or I could say 4 plus 3 plus 1. So this is 80. And then we have the hundreds place, so it just drops down. So she has 180 muffins. Remember, we got to tell what we're talking about. We're not talking about frogs. 180 muffins. All right, check your work. See if you made a mistake. See where you can fix that mistake. And then let's move on. All right, so on page 300, and my little picture over here is a little bit too big. Let's see if I can make it a little bit smaller. I'm not sure if it's going to let me. Doesn't seem to want to. Okay, so I can move me though. All right, I'm moving across the screen. Do y'all see me moving around? Woo! Okay, sorry, had a little too much fun with that. Okay, so I'm going to move myself right over here to talk to you right now. Okay, so we're on page 387 in your workbook right now. So go ahead and turn to page 387. If you need to, you can pause the video to get there, but we're at 387. That page number is right here at the top. I'm going to read that problem first. The Shirt Shack has 438 t-shirts at the end of the day. Then they receive a delivery of new shirts in which the shirts come in 4 different colors: green, gray, orange, and purple. There are 8 shirts of each color. How many t-shirts does the store have now? Okay, so what is our problem about? That's right, we're talking about t-shirts, right? Let's read it again and find out what we're trying to find out. All right. The Shirt Shack has 438 t-shirts at the end of the day. Then they receive a delivery of new shirts in which the shirts come in 4 different colors: green, gray, orange, purple. There are 8 shirts of each color. How many t-shirts does the store have now? Okay, so we're trying to find out how many t-shirts. That's right. After the delivery and after the end of the day. So how many t-shirts do we have? All right, what information is important? Well, let's read it one more time. The T-Shirt Shack has 438 t-shirts at the end of the day. Okay, so I feel like 438 t-shirts is important. Then they receive a delivery of new shirts in which the shirts come in 4 different colors. That seems important: green, gray, orange, and purple. There are 8 shirts of each color. How many t-shirts does this store have now? All right, so go ahead and solve this problem. Pause the video and solve the problem. You're going to want to solve it in your workbook on page 387, not on your whiteboard. All right. Oh, and you know what, guys? I said use base 10 blocks to solve over here, didn't I? And I never didn't use base 10 blocks. I used pictures. Oh, well. Well, you could have done this. I'm sorry, I'm going backwards now. My fault. We could have done 100 and, whoops, 144. And then we wanted to do 36 more. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we could have added those together and we would have gotten 10 here. And we would have gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 here. And 100 there. But we know that this 10 can be moved over to this 10. So we would have had 180 muffins still. All right, my fault. Sorry, I just saw this on this problem. So we're going back to our problem that we were talking about, and you should have solved it. We know that we're thinking about t-shirts, how many t-shirts, we've got the important parts, and you should have solved for this. All right, so if you were thinking, you could have drawn base 10 blocks for the 438 shirts that you started with. So I've got 438. They received some new shirts in which they got 4 different colors. Well, I'm thinking that I need to group these into 4 different colors. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's 8 shirts in each one color. So this is my green, this is my gray, this is my orange, and this is my purple. And I have 4 different colors. And then there's 8 shirts in each one. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I grouped these. So what kind of problem could I use for this? That's right. I could have said 4 times 8. And I know that 4 times 8 is just 32. If I didn't know this, I could say 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 8 more is 24, plus 8 more is 32. So I've got 32 here for this part now. So now I need to probably, okay, so it's not just, I can't just say I have 32 because this only, the 32 only tells me about this part of the problem, right? And I've also got this part of the problem right here. So what can I do to find out what this plus this is? Oh, that's right. I could just add. So 32. 1, 2, 3. So 30. And 1, 2. And now I could add them up. And I can see I have 8 plus 2, which is 10. And then I've got 6 here. And then 400 here. So now I can see that this 10 is going to become another 10 over here. And so this gives me 400 and 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And no ones. So my answer would be 470. So we have a total of 470 T-shirts. All right, so check your work. Check to see where you might have made a mistake, where you could fix it, and let's go ahead and move on. How did we know how many t-shirts the store has now? Well, we took the total that they were left with at the end of the day, and then we found the the number of groups, which were the colors, and then we found how many were in each group, which meant that each group had 8. So then we found this was a total of 8 shirts. Excuse me, not 8 shirts. Well, we could say 8 times 4 equals 32. So then we know the total of 438 at the end of the day, plus the total that we just got in the shipment or the delivery, would have been, I don't remember, 470. So now we have 470 shirts. All right. So we can use equations to solve two-step word problems. You can use, please ignore that. We're going to close that down. All right. So we can use equations to solve two-step word problems. You can use an equation for each step or combine both steps in one equation. Let's look at the following problem. So this is on page 388. We could say, how many, a hat store has 45 hats. They sell 20 hats. The rest of the hats sit on 5 shelves with the same number of hats on each shelf. How many hats are on each shelf? Well, the way that we could do this is we could think that we have 45 hats to start. We sold 20 hats, and that tells us how many hats we have left. So we have 25 hats left. Then we have the number of hats left, which is 25, divided by or shared equally on 5 shelves, which gives us 5 hats on each shelf. So we could just say 45 minus 20 divided by the whole thing divided by 5 gives us the answer. So 25, which would be 45 minus 20, divided by 5, gives us 5. All right, so let's practice this work again. Let's go back to our problem up here and kind of look at that. Okay, so I'm going to erase some of this, and we're going to look at this again because I feel like that was a little bit confusing. All right, so let's see how we could do this work with the problem that we have up here. Sorry, I got to erase it all. All the erasing. Okay, almost there. Almost there. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we started with 438. So we could do it like this. Got a bar graph, kind of, and we got 438. And then the t-shirts come in 4 different colors. So I've got 4 more groups. And how many was in each group? That's right, 8. So in this case, I could say 438 plus, and then I've got 4 groups of 8. So this is how I could write it in the whole problem, because I've got my 4 groups of 8, which is right here in the colors, this part right here. 4 colors with 8 in each. So that's this part. And then I've got the total that I had at the end of the day, which was 438. And we want to add those up together. So now I've just got 438. And then we knew that 4 times 8 was 32. So I just have 438 plus 32, which was 470. So that is how we could do this, thinking about it is in one equation instead of 2 equations, because the first thing we did was we figured out what 4 times 8 was, and then the second thing we did was take those two, and then we added those together, which was 438 plus 32. So if we wanted to write it all in one, we just know that this is what makes that. So we're going to write it as 438 plus 4 times 8. All right, guys. So now I want you to go turn to page 389. And on page 389, you have a what is that thing called? I forgot. It's a diagram. We're just going to call it a diagram because I don't remember what it's called all of a sudden. Okay, so two-step word problem. I want you to, if this word is not already in there, go ahead and write that. If it is, then you don't need to write it. So go ahead and pause this video and fill these out. Tell me what it is. Tell me what you know about it. And give me some examples of what a two-step word problem could be. All right, so you should be back now. What it is. A word problem that needs 2 steps to solve it. That's right. What do you know about it? You know that you can solve two-step word problems with 2 one-step equations, like you could use multiplication and then use addition, or you could use it by using one two-step equation. So let me show you an example. I have 50 stickers. Then I get a pack of stickers in 4 different colors with 5 stickers in each color. How many stickers do I have now? I could have solved that by using this problem. I have 50. Then I'm going to get a pack with 5 stickers in 4 different colors. And then I could have solved it by this. So I can see that I have 50 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, which gives me 70. All right, guys, go ahead and practice using page 389. Finish number 2, number 3, and number 4. And then I want you to go on to iReady and do your quiz for today. You are also going to, let's see, let me go back to what you're supposed to be doing today. So you're going to finish those pages, and you are going to do your comprehension check on iReady for lesson 17. This is us talking about one-step word problems. And then go ahead and do iReady My Path. You are not working on the learning games right now. All right, see you later. Bye.